FLAM The Flame. We're so excited this evening. We got our amazing guests back. They were so amazing the last show. We decided to bring them back, and we'll bring them back, and we want them to be regular. You know, we want to brand them. They'll be famous, and we hope they don't run off and get their own show, but we got to take chances sometimes, right? We're excited to have Miss Julia Rogers. I got that right. And we also have Davina Smith, and we have Mr. Bill Houston. He will come into focus. There you go, the guy from Louisville, where the Kentucky Derby resides. And we also have my long friend, Mr. George Ellis. He's into building, he's a contractor, and he has some very exciting things to share this evening also in regards to ECRID. And it correlates what he does in being a builder. And so we're going to get his views on ECRID, and he'll also, you know, dive in here and there with Black Shopping Channel. And so it's so exciting to have you guests. I just want to say hello to everybody. How are you doing today? Mrs. Rogers, how are you today?
I am wonderful, always glad to be here and hang out with you and your audience, and looking forward to the possibilities with ECRID and Black Shopping Channel and all the good things that we're doing.
I tell you, when it comes to television, I love that outfit. That's jazzy. You're trying to signalize yourself. So when those listeners go,
look, if you catch me next week, it'll be different hair, so I can hide from the cops. It's okay.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You're familiar.
Thank you.
Ms. Smith, I see something on your right shoulder. My eyes. Does that say CG?
Yep, CG Beyond Sports.
Oh, wow. That is a surprise. Wow. Where can I buy one of those?
Well, you can go to the Black Shopping Channel.
Unbelievable. I'm going to buy a whole lot of those. CG Beyond Sports. In fact, in a week or so, well, maybe a couple of days, a little bit less, we'll be sending everybody to cgsports.com. That's where the new social media website will be held, CG Beyond Sports. I'm sorry, it'll be cgbeyondsports.com. I'm going to give that clevelandgrid.com name a break. All right, and we're going to start dealing with cgbeyondsports.com. That's where it's going to happen. How you doing, Mr. Diorio? Hit your audio. I can't hear you.
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm great. So glad you can join us on the show today. We got so much to talk about, and I know the listeners are going to be excited to hear all the things you got to say in regards to this credit industry and how it correlates with what you're doing as it relates to construction. And, you know, just all the facets that ECRID brings to the table, you and I have discussed. And so I wanted you on the show because you were excited about it. And you said it was very timely. So thank you for joining us this evening. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Mr. Houston, how are you this evening? What's cooking down there in Louisville, Kentucky?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. You know, what was cooking was yesterday. My kids threw a surprise barbecue / birthday for me. So that was great, really exciting. And you know, what I found interesting was being able to tell you know, all the ladies in the family about the Black Shopping Channel, and I actually got it right, 38 shades of makeup. So you know, it was it was really exciting. So real excited to be on the show tonight.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Thank you.
38 shades of makeup. Wow. You know what? I like that.
It's 38 skin tones. It's 38 different skin tones, but Color and Soul's BB cream has 14 colors that work on 52 shades of skin.
You know what? I'm going to say this. I like 38 shades of color. I like that.
We got that too. We got that up to 52. So 38's in there. We got
38 shades of color, right? And Ms. Smith, we love those quotes that you put up on clevelandgrid.com on the social network. Bill is always texting me every time you post something, you'll text it to me and say, wow, look at this. Motivating to all those people that are on the network. And we get a lot of comments. So we want to say thank you again for keeping our social network team and the people across America in a very positive, upbeat mode. So we want to say thank you for that. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, where do we start? We can start anywhere. We take ECRID. I said last week I had some very exciting news that I will be able to share with you on the next show, which is this show right now that it's out in media mainstream. And that is, we have strategically aligned with ECRID, ResMac Mortgage. So ECRID Lending Corp is gearing up to start financing homes for you, getting you in a home, and we're so excited about it. You know, you're talking about, in excess of $1 billion and more in growing, creating ways for you to get in a home. We're so excited about it. And Bill, we talked about it a little bit earlier. And after we pick your brain, I'm going to revert over to Mr. Diorio to talk about it as well. So did you get the press release, Bill?
I did. I got the press release and I read it. And, you know, as I was reading through the press release, the thing that really jumped out at me, was talking about how ECRID, is going to change the entire credit industry. And, that's really great. That's really powerful. But, what it really does is it helps people to get to start that journey to financial health. And, that's the real problem that it's solving. And, that's what's so exciting for me when you think about the number of people who have inaccurate information, who may have had a stumble. And, now it doesn't take them 7 years to get back on the horse and to start moving forward, with the wealth building, with their financial health, with, getting a home, getting into a home. There's a road, there is a path, and you understand that path and you know what it is, through ECRID, and that is really exciting to me.
Thank you. Yeah. What do you say about that, Mr. Smith, having the ability to actually finance these people when they establish a credit report, ECRID credit report, and apply for a loan, knowing that they have a strategic alliance with ECRID, the credit bureau, as well as ECRID, the lending corp, that can actually look at their ECRID score and some other ancillary questions we have and get them in a home.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like the article said, it's going to be definitely changing the credit industry. And, I read an article Entrepreneur had yesterday, and they actually said, the way to improve or answer the question to the dying American dream, which is home ownership, is through disruption, innovation, and improvement. And I think that ECRID does all three of those things. So, this is definitely, going to change the industry. I think that, again, it offers stability, freedom, independence. It's going to allow people to get the American dream. And I think it's interesting that it's right ahead of National Home Ownership Month, which is next month. So I think that was kind of nice the way that worked out. But, homeowners have 80% or 80 times more net worth than renters. So, I mean, this is changing the world. It really is changing the world, changing lives and changing the world.
Thank you. And, George, I want to, come over to your side of the fence here. And the question, George, is when you look at the credit bureaus, you look at Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, the big three, they've dominated the industry since the inception of time, literally. And you look at the problems we face today, the abiding, paying tax citizens, citizens, and but what do they get in return? It's a very tough market. It's very tough on these people, and I want you to kind of talk about the pressure that it can alleviate, when people access the ECRID credit report and utilize ECRID lending corp.
Well, not just home ownership, but in actually everyday life, the credit bureau has an effect on you, from insurance to even life insurance, for getting into apartments, which is what we're trying to get away from, buying a home, buying a car, credit cards, all a lower the score, the higher you pay in rate, which basically keeps people down. It's almost designed that way. So it can literally change the dynamic and allow a wealth shift from the people who have never made a mistake in their life to the people that actually work, and watch them prosper and get a home that will change their future. Not only change their future, but it changes their children's future. And that is what you're talking about doing. You're charting about changing people's lives and making their lives so much better that they won't even know what to do. It's the second generation that's really going to have the benefit from this. The first generation is going to get in there, but you're changing the world and you're changing lives.
And also, well, thank you, George. In addition to that, when you're in a situation like ECRID Lending Court and you have the capital, the resources to reach out and get these people approved for a home, even if they've made mistakes in the past and their Equifax, and in the other big three, their credit reports does not reflect them getting a loan. But what if, George, they've had a really rough time in their life, but it's not indicative of their credit character? They pay their light bill, water bill, health insurance, auto insurance, and their rent, which is higher than if they would get financing. So the point I'm making, we want to give our customers an opportunity to get a second chance. And in addition to contractors like yourself who have projects that can change the world. I know you're into energy saving and building homes that can truly cut down on costs as it relates to energy, utility bills. Talk a little bit about what you're doing and how ECRID can play an important role in helping you get from A to Z.
Well, we build a house that we guarantee electric bill on a 1,066 square foot house to be $50 a month. It will go through a Cat 5 tornado, Cat 5 hurricane, which is great for South Florida, but the cost is low. We're able to build it for between $200,000 and $250,000, which translates to about $5 per thousand. So they're talking about a $1,250 a month to $1,500 a month payment. That payment compared to what the average rent price is right now in our area, which is $2,333.
Wow. Exactly.
Yeah. Is just
$800 savings to be a homeowner.
It's massive savings. Not only will they save on their rent, but they'll save on the utilities. And if I've been in real estate since 1993, and in those years, I've seen people buy houses that have no insulation in them and end up spending $200-300 on an electric bill to heat and cool it. What we're offering is a way for a person to get into a home that's a healthy home. It's mold free, it's bug free, and we'll kind of pay them back. Especially in Florida, where you can get free solar, you end up with a net zero house. And with a negative carbon footprint, we're providing a green home for them also. And then through your program, they'll be able to get financing where they've never had financing before. But instead of financing for something that doesn't work for them, we'll find something that they'll find something that works. Again, as I said, a healthy home, definitely energy efficient, and green.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
So safe.
Awesome. Thank you. Ms. Pitton, we talked last show, and you gave a very profound, some very impactful short story, about your life and how credit bureaus was not there, no rebound to help you, and saying that in fact that you're a cash person and you work every day, hard, just like a hardworking American, and you pay your bills. If you called your landlord, you paid on time, never been late. So why isn't that type of character indicative of owning a home? How can you penalize somebody, for 7 years for a mistake that they made. I mean, where's the retribution? You know, it's all about giving people second chances, you know, and just because you make a mistake, it's not indicative of the credit character. And you're a prime example.
I am. And so it is very encouraging, you know, because for me, because I've never worked a 9-to-5 job in my life. And so I just, you know, I've said, okay, you know, I just turned 59. And it's like, okay, there's not going to be a pension or a retirement for me. You know, so what does it mean? I have to be wealthy. It is really as simple. I just have no choice but to be wealthy. To which I say, okay.
Right. That means
Yeah,
for all your friends.
Yeah.
It means for all your friends, we can
Right.
choose red light on Friday.
Yeah. So
And you pay the bill, right?
Right, and I pay the bills, and so you know, I'm a spiritual woman, and I believe in God's provision, and so I've never missed a meal. Very clearly, the rain has never fallen on my head, and I've always had clothes on my back, and so the basics of my life have always been taken care of, even in the hard times. But the fact is that now, as my life is leveling up. Something as simple as being able to scale my business so that I can manage the orders from the Black Shopping Channel that are coming. I need to know that there is some place that I can go where the fact that I have working, you know, purchase orders, that I do pay my rent on time, and I do. So I am a trustworthy person with a bona fide opportunity. So to know that there's a possibility that there's an institution that will support that on the merits of what it is versus what 3 credit bureaus have to say about me, you know, is so encouraging.
Awesome. Mr. Houston, you can kind of guide them to where they can go, what they can do, how they can participate and benefit from ECRID.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, going to ECRID.com, ECRID.com. You can go over there to ECRID, and you know, you can start your own credit report. You know, and after a short time of paying your bills on time through the pay portal, you can actually now apply for a mortgage. You know, which I think is great. I think that's really outstanding. And, you know, one of the things that I want to say about, you know, being a homeowner is, you know, we talk about it, we think about, you know, how it helps to build wealth, you know, intergenerational wealth. You know, one of the things that's really interesting to me is that home ownership is the #1 most indicative trait of people who vote and people who donate to political campaigns. Which means not only is home ownership good for you financially, but it also helps people to be more engaged with the civic discourse. And you know, ECRID is not only going to make us healthier, financially healthier and wealthier, but ECRID also has the opportunity to help us to be stronger as communities, stronger, you know, in civic engagement. And I think that, you know, when we think about home ownership, and you know, as Dr. Smith was talking about the American dream, is that home ownership is such a powerful and tangible center that we work from. And ECRID is going to change the game for this for many millions of people across America. And, you know, that's really exciting. So if you get the opportunity, get over to ECRID, ECRID.com, and, you know, get your own credit report. You know, this is really exciting. Great time.
Thank you, Bill. And what we're going to do as we close on mortgages, we're going to tell you how exciting it is. This is the number we've done. This is what we are. We want to put about 60,000 mortgages on the books and finance about at least 2 to 3 commercial products. And my friend George, his projects being one of them. Now, unfortunately, it's getting so good, we have to take a break here at 7:20. So when we come back, we're going to continue with Black Shopping Channel. Don't go anywhere. You're watching and listening to CG Beyond Sports. Keep those dials locked.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Sure, people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. You've decided that you're not going to allow your circumstances to define you. You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life, determine who you become.
Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was a true event that took place. A group of African Americans got together and created an economic system that created wealth amongst each other by circulating their dollars within their own community. They were so financially successful until they were bombed, beaten, many killed, resulting in destroying what was once known as Black Wall Street. The Black Shopping Channel is back on the street again to stay. Support the Black Shopping Channel vendors in this new fintech company that is connecting vendors to shoppers, resulting in circulating wealth back into the urban community. And hip hop, rap, and R&B music artists are reaching the world with their music at blackshoppingchannel.com.
Have you had a problem getting approved for a mortgage, car, or personal loan? You want a home, you want a car, but your Equifax, Experian, TransUnion credit reports are not satisfactory to lenders, so you're denied credit approval. If you or anyone you know have been denied credit approval in these areas, the answer is ECRID, the new credit bureau that can validate your credit worthiness to get you approved through ECRID's lending division, even if you've had a bankruptcy, foreclosure, or collections. For more information, go to www.ecrid.com. Create your own ECRID credit report by adding your light bill, water bill, mobile phone, auto insurance, and even rental payments. All validate your credit worthiness at ECRID. Go to www.ecrid.com and sign up today. It's free. Get the keys to your new home or your new car. The Black Shopping Channel is America's first 24-hour minority TV shopping channel that aired on Dish Network in 14 million homes. Visit our website at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. If you're a small business owner and would like to sell your products on the Black Shopping Channel, go to www.blackshoppingchannel.com and sign up as a member. It's free. Upload your product, schedule live stream events, music artists, sell your music, and control your career. It's time to get in the game and start supporting our small business owners and music artists. Go to Black Shopping Channel and shop today. Black Wall Street is back at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. The Black Shopping Channel, giving back, moving forward.
Hey, make sure you listen to the Rick Smiley Morning Show weekdays, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 104.5 The Flame.
This is a paid advertisement. It does not represent the views of WFLM ownership, management, or staff.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Hi, I'm Cleveland Gary. Welcome back to Beyond Sports. We've had a very interesting conversation with the guests about ECRID, getting you into a home, and this amazing opportunity we're so excited about to share with you. And our goal is to get every American who is without a home into a home at a good interest rate, regardless if you've had a bankruptcy, collection, lien, and it shows on your other credit reports. Regardless, if you have the debt to income ratio, we're going to put our best foot forward and help you to the best of our ability. And we're very confident that we can make that happen for you. That's what it's all about. We've just signed a pretty big deal. So we're happy to serve you, serve the community. That's very exciting. As we move forward, as we transition into what the Black Shopping Channel, we have an amazing opportunity for our vendors. On August 1st, we're going to launch and over 150 million homes. That's Comcast / Xfinity. That's Charter / Spectrum, Dish Network, DirecTV, Amazon Fire Stick, as well as Roku. That's a lot of people. That's over 150 million people. Being that BT is disseminating content in 90 million households, we feel so good about that. We're able to reach the world, reach everybody here domestically in the United States, and giving these vendors an opportunity to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars by the minute. Because the goal at Black Shopping Channel, we want them to make over, a couple $1 million in gross sales within a 3-day period, giving them, some nice capital to continue to build and grow their business and be financially independent. That's what it's all about. Making money, being able to take care of your family and live the American dream. Maybe we can sell some CG Beyond Sports on that channel. Now that I see a shirt over there on Mrs. Smith, we can sell, maybe build a few shirts. What do you think? Mr. Houston, can you hear us?
Yes, well, I certainly need to buy a few of those shirts. Without a doubt. I tell you, one of the things, for me about the Black Shopping Channel that is so exciting is, I spend so much of my time, working with a lot of Black businesses, a lot of small businesses, and there are all these business directories, and the opportunity that the Black Shopping Channel presents and provides by being able to for these people to be able to market their business and promote their business into over 150 million homes. That is staggering. That is unbelievable. That is an opportunity whose time has come. And this is just an awesome opportunity. And to see a platform like this that's out there that's ready to help people, get their business in front of other people, expand their market, bring in the capital, and real money coming in because you have so many potential customers here, being able to market to these people. This is really exciting. And, like I said, over the weekend for the holiday, I was telling all the people, all the women in my family about the Black Shopping Channel. You have to get there and you have to get on it.
Yeah. Well, what's so interesting about the Black Shopping Channel, with my friend, George, for many years, we go way back, and he's a very successful businessman. And I'm really excited for this particular moment in time, to be able to talk to him. He's Caucasian, okay, that's obvious. And being that this is the Black Shopping Channel, and I'm sure, you're gonna hear him, say it for himself. When we say Black Shopping Channel, and he knows I've had Black Shopping Channel now for years, it's really about taking your business out of the red and putting it in the black. We look at black as a positive and not a negative. But on the Black Shopping Channel, being that we've been around for such a long time, he also knows our largest seller, this is very interesting, on the Black Shopping Channel, and Ms. Rogers was up in that area, was a Caucasian female who sold irreversible shoes. And she sold more product that particular, in 1 year, and that in one of the years, than any other vendor on the Black Shopping Channel. And she was Caucasian. So I'm saying that to say this: I'm a unified type of guy. It's all about the human race. But if I see, and George and I have had this conversation a million gazillion times, and he knows what kind of friend I am, and I say, look, if I saw an opportunity in the Caucasian community where I can start a white shopping channel, I would start a white shopping channel. This is America. It's all about freedom. I would. It's all about, it's not funny. You can laugh at me all you want. I see you girls up there laughing. Bill, I see you smirking too. And George, you're smirking too, but smirk on. I'm just saying, if I saw the opportunity, unsaturated market in the Caucasian community, I would start as a brother a white shopping channel. It's my right. And hey, big deal. So what do you got to say about that?
Households, 150 million households Bill, that's correct, right? 150 million. Okay. 106 million of those households are either Caucasian or Latin, or very small would be Asian or a Native American. Because so you are marketing to them, and what you don't realize is that I don't think people really care. I mean, there's a lot of people that just don't care. They'd rather buy from something they like. You know, they're not looking for it, but you're offering something that unfortunately in our world is not offered. You give basically minorities an opportunity to sell their goods in a platform that they would never see ever. I mean, and you're doing it in a way that is even better than like some of your competitors that are marketing towards other people. So I applaud it completely 100% because it gives you what it is. And now,
you know, the good thing jump in too, Cleveland, and you know, I got tickled. You know, all of a sudden, the movie Denzel Washington's son jumped in my head when you said I'll start a white network, and the other part I got tickled is because there already is. What it already exists, but because one of the things that I have such a deep appreciation for is the fact, and I think I've mentioned it before, particularly in, you know, I stay in my lane in the beauty industry. 1 in every 5 beauty products purchased in this country right now is purchased by specifically an African-American woman. And then you have the other groups of color. So it is a huge percentage of an $8 billion industry, speaking just about the beauty industry. So of the $1.8 trillion that African Americans spend, 8 billion of it is spent in beauty and in hair care, right, and in all of that. Yeah. And so, so one of the things, it's just plain and simple marketing. When we market, we know that a consumer purchases from people they know and they trust and they like. And people tend to know, trust, and like people that look like them. And so when you have marketing that does not offer representation, in other words, nobody in the commercial looks like me, then maybe it's not for me. And so anybody who is in marketing and the psychology of marketing knows that if we want to capture the LGBT community, we got to see same-sex couples in commercials. If we want to capture fathers, we got to see fathers doing great things in commercials. If we want to honor moms, then we need to see moms winning in a commercial, because that attracts people. It makes them like our product. It makes them trust us, and it makes them want to buy. So if 20% of a United States market has the face of a brown woman, then there should be products that show up on a screen that look like something that she will enjoy interacting with because she has a relationship to it. And so money is green. You're absolutely right. If you had a product that's going to appeal and you can jump on a white shopping channel and sell it, by all means, you ought to. And if in fact your marketing took you putting a white guy up there to represent your product instead of you, then you might just do that, because that's how we want to attract consumers. So what has happened historically in shopping channels, one particular shopping channel, 35% of their viewing audience is African-American women, yet they offer not one single makeup product to African-American women, which I say, fine, let the Black shopping channel do it, because you have the faces of a woman of color talking to a woman of color saying, I know you, I see you, and I understand you. You're safe buying from me. And that's really, it's really a psychology thing, way more than a color thing.
Very interesting what George and Julie said. Powerful statements, one on top of the other. And Ms. Smith, I want you to take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, they both nailed it. research shows that, you know, especially in the Black community, that we want to see people that look like us in the products. We want to know that we are understood. You know, Black consumers also say social mission is important, cultural values, you know, credibility in the Black community, understanding, you know, who we are, what we need, and what we want. So I think that, you know, the Black Shopping Channel brings all these aspects together. You know, and then there's also studies have shown that even today, right now, a significant portion of the Black population is unsatisfied with the in-store experience. And so I think, you know, this e-commerce platform also, you know, is going to serve that population who doesn't feel comfortable going into the store. They don't feel they get the same, you know, service, or, you know, there's they don't necessarily get the same products or the same prices because of the community they live in. Sometimes they're overpriced because of where they are. So I think this, you know, not only just brings everything together, it also kind of levels the playing field for Black consumers that are looking for products. A lot of times people want to support the Black community, but they don't even know where to go. So I think this is an opportunity to bring people to a place where they can see people that look like them, they can support the community and help build up the Black community as well.
Amazingly said. And I'm going to turn to you, Mr. Houston. From what I get from those three very strong statements, very accurate statements, it's all about creating a more equilibrium platform, a more equilibrium playing field. And we're not opposed to having any race of people on the Black Shopping Channel. Like I said, we have the best of both worlds. If there's an unsaturated market that we need to penetrate, when you're talking about $8 billion hair care industry that's being patronized by vendors that are unlike them, when you're talking about, as Mr. Ellis said, a percentage of people that can participate that never got a chance to participate, now they got a chance to participate, not only as a vendor, but as a consumer. So Mr. Houston, those are three strong statements that were made. And what I get from it, it's all about the human race, you know, but you're targeting certain markets that were untargeted. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I think a lot, and I think the data shows, is a lot of times if you niche, you can grow rich. And you know, the reason behind that is you are crystal clear who your target market is. You are crystal clear about the marketing and the marketing message that you need to create and how to target that marketing message. You know, one of the things that I really took from what Ms. Rogers was saying is that, you know, people want to see people who look like them, people who want to do business with people, you know, who they know, like, and trust. And, you know, I mean, that's a very old business adage. And, you know, a lot of times having the opportunity you know, to see those people who you've never had the opportunity to see before is going to open up an entirely new market and an entirely new way to serve and service that market. You know, when I think about, you know, like the movies, you know, when as a kid growing up, you know, kind of watching those blaxploitation movies, you know, no matter what the quality was, we wanted to watch the movies. We wanted to see people who look like us. And, you know, the thing was, and I didn't know this for a long time, they were profitable. Those movies were very profitable. And I didn't realize that at the time. I thought, oh, you know, these are terrible quality movies or whatever, but they were profitable. And, you know, if we see that in other industries as the Black Shopping Channel continues to grow, I think that's going to have a huge impact, especially on a lot of small businesses that don't have, you know, the marketing platform or have never had that marketing platform. And the other thing, you know, to Mr. Ellis's point is that, you know, now these same businesses are going to have the opportunity to show their products to a much larger market, yes. You know, where people potentially want something that they don't have, or they want something that's new or something that's cool. And, you know, they're seeing it now before it's kind of filtered through other businesses, and they get a chance to get it, you know, directly from the creators and the trendsetters.
Well, you know, interesting. Hold on one second. Interesting said. I'll give you a second, George. No problem. When you look at the Black Shopping Channel, You look at an unsaturated market. But when you look at selling products, you got to understand too, there are different categories. You have beauty, health, fashion, home decor. You know, you have some of these products cater to all ethnicities, home and garden, home decor, when you buy your furniture. So what I love about BSC is the fact that it truly is it truly is a company that caters to both. It does cater to an unsaturated market, but it also caters to the whole market in general. Because if you think about rap music, for an example, it was a music that was hated, deplored. They literally tried to stop it, shut it down into non-existence. But if you look at the rap music, the largest consumers of rap music are Caucasians. Think about it. So if you give people a chance, you don't, as it relates to buying products, when it comes to home decor, home and garden, health products. Now, I can understand cosmetics. I can understand that. Beauty products. It's a fact. There are products when I was a little kid, I lived in a little small town, and there were no products to put on my hair. The first products I ever put on my hair was this Vitalis garbage. You know what I mean? It burned I was itching so bad I had to run in the shower, wash my hair with shampoo and conditioner. I was hollering. My mom said, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" I bought some stuff. I spent my little allowance money on Vitalis, Bill. I just went nuts. But with BSC, you have targeted products that's made specifically for Afrocentric hair. So there's it's definitely a need when you talk about the Asians making billions of dollars selling hair to us. So it can be a trendsetter. In other words, it's serving two purposes at one time. It's servicing an unsaturated market, but it's also giving other ethnicities to look at a culture that they probably never have seen. They have never seen because there was no way to distribute our products to them. Go ahead, Mr. Ellis.
So to expand upon what Ms. Roger and Ms. Smith said, and actually what Mr. Houston said, one of the other issues is that in a lot of the Black communities, these stores like Walgreens, CVS, a lot of the major chains, they just pull out. They don't even want to be there because of a few bad actors. And so the community as a whole ends up losing because of some bad people. You're filling the void that needs to be filled by these people leaving. I just see it all the time. I do a lot of stuff in a lot of communities, and I just watch store after store close, and the rents go up, they can't afford it. You're allowing someone to have, without having a brick and mortar business, having a real business that they can, access, as Bill said, 150 million households. That is going to change the dynamic for a lot of minority and even Caucasian entrepreneurs. And that's the part that I look at from the Black Shopping Channel is it will, like what I do, change lives for people who have a great idea and who want to say, you know what, this would be great for, and how am I going to get it to the people? Well, you offer that.
Thank you. And you know what? We have 2 minutes before we go to the break, Ms. Rogers. Go ahead.
Okay.
2 minutes before we go to break.
Just building on two things Mr. Ellis said. One, the fact that that of the mixture of that 150 million homes, that there's a great part of them that is Caucasian homes, because we forget that we are becoming such a homogeneous society that you have couples that are mixed race couples that have mixed race children. You have communities now that are very, very mixed. And so you have a white girlfriend who will see a product for her Black girlfriend and know that, and have heard her Black girlfriend's struggles about her hair, about the right makeup, about the right skincare, about the right fashions, and where to find things. And so my vanilla sisters will step in and go, you know what, girl, I found. and do that. And I think that, and then the second thing is that we're talking about addressing the cultural differences. This is the ultimate embracing of cultural difference, to instead of tolerating it, that you see it as, oh, you need that? I care about what it is that you need. And I don't question your culturalism. I simply address the needs of it.
And you embrace it.
Keep those dials locked.
That embracing, exactly.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. We got to go to a break. Keep those dials locked. We'll be right back.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Sure, people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit.
You've decided that you're not going to allow your circumstances to define you. You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life determine who you become.
Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma was a true event that took place. A group of African Americans got together and created an economic system that created wealth amongst each other by circulating their dollars within their own community. They were so financially successful until they were bombed, beaten, many killed, resulting in destroying what was once known as Black Wall Street. The Black Shopping Channel is back on the street again to stay. Support the Black Shopping Channel vendors and this new fintech company that is connecting vendors to shoppers, resulting in circulating wealth back into the urban community. And hip hop, rap, and R&B music artists are reaching the world with their music at blackshoppingchannel.com.
Have you had a problem getting approved for a mortgage, car, or personal loan? You want a home, you want a car, but your Equifax, Experian, TransUnion credit reports are not satisfactory to lenders, so you're denied credit approval. If you or anyone you know have been denied credit approval in these areas, the answer is ECRID, the new credit bureau that can validate your credit worthiness to get you approved through ECRID's lending division, even if you've had a bankruptcy, foreclosure, or collections. For more information, go to www.ecrid.com. Create your own ECRID credit report by adding your light bill, water bill, mobile phone, auto insurance, and even rental payments. All validate your credit worthiness at ECRID. Go to www.ecrid.com and sign up today. It's free. Get the keys to your new home or your new car. The Black Shopping Channel is America's first 24-hour minority TV shopping channel that aired on Dish Network in 14 million homes. Visit our website at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. If you're a small business owner and would like to sell your products on the Black Shopping Channel, go to www.blackshoppingchannel.com and sign up as a member. It's free. Upload your product, schedule live stream events, music artists, sell your music, and control your career. It's time to get in the game and start supporting our small business owners and music artists. Go to Black Shopping Channel and shop today. Black Wall Street is back at www.blackshoppingchannel.com. The Black Shopping Channel, giving back, moving forward.
Coming up after the Rick Smiley Morning Show, check out Kevin B. and Dion Hughley in the afternoon on 104.5 The Flame.
This is a paid advertisement. It does not represent the views of WFLM ownership, management, or staff.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Cleveland Gary. Welcome to Beyond Sports. A very interesting conversation with the guest in regards to Black Shopping Channel, the impact it will have, and bringing an audience over to an area where they can buy products that looks like them, that's for them, and that makes a difference in their lives. We only have about 10 minutes left on the show, and there's something, a question I want to bring up. Why do people shop at one store versus another store? Now, we know price is one of those elements. We know the quality of the products is another one. And we know great customer service is another one. You know, people want, especially women, things cheap. People want quality products, no question. And they want great customer service. You can have the greatest price, you can have the best quality, but if your customer service is poor, people leave and go patronize someone else's business. But on that note, when you look at statistics, the facts, the African-American consumer, when they take that dollar and they make it, they get it from the employer, from their employer, it only stays in the urban community 4 hours. That's a fact. Nothing we can do about that at this particular time. It is what it is based upon statistics. In the Caucasian community, their dollar floats in their community 2 weeks. In the Asian, it stays in there 1 month. Now, I know that's a very controversial question that I'm posing to you, to the guests, but the facts are the facts. When you talk about the system being unfair and building generational wealth, it's very difficult when your dollar only stays within your community only 4 hours versus Caucasians staying in there for 2 weeks, and Asians a 1 whole month. When you look at Black Wall Street back in the day in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they proved that is a proven model. They bought from each other. They bought and sold and from each other, and they built tremendous wealth. They owned businesses, Lear jets, until they bombed Tulsa, until they bombed Black Wall Street and destroyed everything. That's how it ended. But that's a very tough question, and I wanted to ask that question. You know, while my friend George was on the set, I'm going to give each one of you 1 minute to answer that question. I'll start with you, George.
Well, I believe that the reason it doesn't stay in the community is what we were talking about before. It's very, very, very difficult for a minority-owned business to start up, maintain, and continue, especially with the climate and everything that's got going on. It becomes very, very, very difficult. And so as I said before, you're giving Black entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs the opportunity to sell to a wide audience that they wouldn't see and keep the dollars at home. I mean, there's more businesses owned by Caucasians, of course there is, than there are Blacks right now. The Asians, they make up 2% of our population, but you wouldn't believe what they control. And they're smart about where they go in. They go into African-American communities and offer convenience stores, liquor stores, stores that don't help the community. They profit from the community. And I think that's what you're talking about, is that
absolutely
you're tired of people profiting from the community and you want it to stay in the community to make the community prosper.
Absolutely. And the last question, yeah, wonderful answer. And the last, and I want all of you to at the very end of your statement, the Black Shopping Channel, we think, can bridge that gap as it relates to income distribution by having one central location that penetrates over 150 million homes. And I think that will help kind of make it a more equilibrium playing field.
Well, I want to add one more thing that's going back to what Bill said.
15 seconds.
Okay.
15 seconds.
That home ownership, that will bridge that gap. That is the key to long-term wealth and generational wealth, is home ownership. I mean, I can quote about what happened in Levittown, New York, which where they were redlined and were not allowed to sell to African Americans. Now those houses that they could have bought for 50, 60,000 are worth 500,000. That generation lost all of that money. And so if you look at it from the standpoint of what you're trying to change with not just the Black Shopping Channel, but just in all of it, you're trying to change that gap that's been existing and has been forced for many, many, many years. So I'm done.
Thank you, Don. Thank you. Ms. Rogers?
I grew up in Southeast DC at a time when Washington DC became Chocolate City, and that was about the time school desegregation happened and something called white flight happened in Washington DC, making it a majority Black city, and they called it Chocolate City. And so I grew up in an all Black environment. I'm like the opposite of somebody growing up in Utah, North or South Dakota, who might go their whole life and not see a Black person. And one of the things that I said, to my white friends is I live in that community is I said, we don't necessarily want to live with you anymore and you want to live with us, but y'all have the best stuff. And this is where that place of separate but unequal came in, because the better grocery stores were in the white communities. The better quality products went to the white communities. And save for what we made for ourselves, we started migrating, our dollars migrated out because we were made to believe that the best stuff existed outside of our community. And so what Black Shopping Channel is doing, and what I'm excited about, is people like me who say, look, sis, not only do I have a quality product, but I understand you well enough to make the product that matches you. So the quality and the proof of quality comes back to this space, that we prove a dynamic that the better stuff doesn't exist outside of our community, but inside of our community, which is what the people got, which is why there could be a Black Wall Street, because we had proven to ourselves that we could provide quality and value and prosperity within our community. When it got destroyed, it took wind out of our sails, and I believe that wind is coming back.
Well said, Ms. Rogers. Amazingly said. Ms. Smith?
Yeah, I mean, I will piggyback on everything that was said. I think that definitely, the Black Shopping Channel is going to, revolutionize the way things have been done. And I read an article McKinsey was talking about, and they said 81% of African-American consumers are willing to switch brands. They're willing to explore new brands. It's just that, they're dissatisfied with the lack of diversity and the advertising, the marketing, and the outreach. And so I think, having this platform where, again, you go and you see people that look like you, and you see that, not only do they look like you, they're business owners. So maybe now there's a potential that you can also be a business owner. I mean, there's different opportunities here to change lives. So I think that, and as far as the money not staying in the community, I think it all goes back to that as well. Like Ms. Rogers was saying, a lot of times we think over there is better because that's all we see. Now we have a platform that's going to show people there's other things available. There are things that are specifically for you. It's just they haven't, some of the people that have these products and services don't have the platform. They're not on mainstream television commercials where you're seeing it every day. You're not seeing it when you walk into the store. So they're just taking what's there, but now they're going to see there's a bigger and better option available.
Sort of like the Vitalis product, right? I didn't see no Afro Sheen at that time, so I had to go with Vitalis. I get it. Yeah, I use it. Yeah, Bill, you don't have to laugh at me. I use some Vitalis. Yeah, but I get it.
Oh no,
right,
I
Bill,
use Afro Sheen too,
Bill.
and Jerry
But
Curl.
Cleveland, you have no idea how many Black women have oil of Olay hidden in their cabinets because it was a thin lotion. It wasn't grease. The one product that was for white women, that marketed to white women, but was thin enough and sheer enough that it wasn't greasy on our skin. And all our grandmothers and our aunties had that hiding in the closet. So you weren't alone.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
Finish it up, Bill. Bill, we got a minute. Finish it up.
Well, I tell you, it's hard to finish up behind Dr. Smith there, what she said. But I tell you, I think a lot of it, and this was something that I experienced growing up, that, that in my community, everybody I knew, all my family members, we looked at money and dollars as consumers, and we didn't look at it as investors. And, where we spend our dollars is where we are investing. And if we invest our dollars someplace else, then, you know, we're not investing those dollars at home in our community. And I think that the Black Shopping Channel is going to provide an enormous opportunity to start to invest, you know, in businesses in our community.
Absolutely. The key here is to make it a more equilibrium playing field. If you have products you've never seen before that fit your needs, we're going to provide that for you. If you are not an African American, you want to come on the Black Shopping Channel, you're welcome. Our doors are open. When I say Black Shopping Channel, it's about taking your business out of the red and putting it in the back, putting it in the black. There are no closed doors. We're here for every single person. The key here is to make the world a better place, make it a more equilibrium platform. I want to thank all of my guests. You guys were great. You were terrific. We can sit here and talk all night. I love listening to you guys. Thank you for joining me. You guys will be back next week, Mrs. Rogers, and of course, Mr. Houston and Ms. Smith. And I'll have my friend back from time to time. It's nice having you on the show. We got to say good night. Take care of yourself. God bless. Goodbye. And we'll see you next week.
This is the Cleveland Gary Show on 104.5 WFLM, The Flame.